What's up, everyone? This is the Law Mundo, and we are back with another edition of the Law's Roundtable, episodio número 10. Yes, we're 10 episodes in, and I'm not sure how I haven't gotten canceled yet. But before I do, I had to bring on this very, very, very special guest. You might have seen him around a lot of times around the ring with his phone. You might call him a GIF god, depending on how you pronounce it. We're going to get to the bottom of this and how it's actually pronounced today. But to me, he is my hermano, he is my carnal, he is my fellow Ecuadorian brethren. Guest, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's good? It's your boy, the gift god, the gift that keeps on gifting. El rey de la bodega and wrestling's favorite.
Bueno, we're gonna have to discuss that last one, pero.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's up, hermano? How's it going? How you been, man? Like,
Aquí, bro, tranquilo, you know, just trying to get back to whatever kind of normality we can with this whole pandemic, but one day at a time, bro.
We got to. It's funny though. I feel like our lives though, that we aren't in the most normal line of work anyway. So it's like, what is normal?
True.
We're watching the craziest stuff, so it's like it's not the most normal anyway. Pero like I was saying, this was an episode that it had to happen. This needed to happen because even we discussed this off cam. I think your name has been mentioned so many times on this already. There was like, okay, so when is Jocay coming on? It was bound to happen. It was gonna happen just because, again, like, this isn't bullshitting here. This is an actual friend of mine. This is my hermano here, and yeah, and again, it had to happen. We finally had to come talk and just shoot the shit. No.
Of course, bro.
Oh, of course. Like, I love to bring people on, and especially because I'm definitely gonna put him over like crazy. I don't think he needs it though, because if you're not following him already, like, do you live under a rock? Like, come on. Like, some of your favorite clips have probably been filmed by this guy. Like, like just yesterday. If you're not on Twitter, go check this guy out, because I saw Two Cold Scopio hit an acai moonsault, and I was like, it's 2020, and I just saw this.
Or the Arabian
I was like, and he's
54 years old.
I was like
that, man.
wow. And again, you're catching these clips. Though you could check out the full show as well. It's still on Fight TV. Go check out Violence and Suffering. But those little moments you catch, and instantly it's out there, and it's like the amount of people that see it is insane. Like, pero it's crazy. Again, like I said, this is the line of work we're in. It's not the most normal anyway. Oh man. Yeah. Pero let's keep it going here. Let's talk about I guess what everyone is waiting for, the wrestle talk, because we gotta talk a little bit of wrestling, because why not? It is what we're known for here. And I gotta ask, like, how does it feel to finally be back, I guess, in wrestling? With quarantine finally allowing us to do some shit?
I mean, it feels... Yeah, I mean, it feels good to be back, but it still feels weird because, like, everyone is what that whole like, you know, before back then, it's just like, oh, shake hands, hug everybody, and it's like, it's all good. Now it's like, do I go near you? Do I do this? But no, it feels good to be back, seeing everything, you know, seeing everybody. Hopefully you can do more soon, but just right now it's just a little bit, you know. But no, I feel good.
It's definitely like, I feel like the vibe is still kind of weird, that you're like, you don't know what to do. Like, I've gone to so many people like, wait, do I shake your hand? Do I give you, like, it's like only the certain people that are like, hey, fuck it, I give that hug to. I remember the last show when I saw you at Synergy, I was like, nice, it's all good. What's up, hermano? Like, I had to
It's like, nah, bro.
Like, if we got it, yeah, se joda.
Yeah, man.
Which, good again, like, after every show, I've been testing now just because.
We
Man. Like, after every one of these. And I guess that's the new norm now. That's like, after these shows, you got to make sure you're good. You should, well, at least you should do it to be responsible, especially with everything going on. You don't want to risk it.
Shows every week and stuff like that, you have to, just to be sure.
Yeah.
But
like, but again, it's a part of our new normal till hopefully things start getting better, and hopefully again we could see more shows happen, because now I feel like we're basically living in New Jersey for the most part.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like my first year in wrestling again. I didn't work in New York at all. So
better. So I guess I hate to do it to you, because it's like we said, we're shooting the shit, we're just having the conversation, but I guess I kind of have to ask, because people are gonna be like, oh, but why you didn't talk about that? Let's talk about how you get your start, because everyone's heard my start.
Right.
How'd you get your start in this? Like, where did wrestling and the gifts begin?
I mean, what was it, 2014, I think it was. I just started doing, like, posting random gifts as of, like, a hobby, labor of love type thing. And it wasn't until, like, 2017 that it went from just me doing random, like, okay, just post whatever, to, like, then people going up to me like, yo, you want to work here? You want to do something in wrestling? I was like, oh, okay. Ironically, the guy who gave me my start was one of the first guys that I met when I started going to shows, and that was Sammy Callahan. It's funny. Yeah, because, like, it's funny that I met him back at Chapter 1, which is, like, maybe 2016.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And a year later, yeah, and, like, a year later, he's the one that hired me at CZW. And then ever since then, it's just been, now, almost 4 years now, just going around the Northeast, working around,
That's, to me, that's insane. Like,
but he was...
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. It's crazy because he was one of the guys that put me over the most with everybody, when everyone was like, nah, like, that shit doesn't fly. I had promoters fucking hated me and everything at first, and he was the one like, no, it's helping you, So, like, obviously a lot I owe him, so.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think I say that just because it's like, it's been 4 years. To think how much you've grown in 4 years, how much, and again, it's funny though, because I feel like Chapter 1, like, I even had this conversation with Matt Awesome. I feel like everyone met at Chapter 1. Like, that was such that was such an impactful show without us knowing that it was gonna be that crazy. Like,
yeah, like, I remember I didn't even make that. I was just also not making that show too, because I remember that day they had like a Chikara show here in the Bronx, and like part of me was like, oh, I'm gonna go watch that. Then I just saw this random House of Glory flyer, and I was like, oh shit. Sammy, there's Candice LeRae, there's Gargano. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Queens. And I get to the Elks Lodge, and it was like maybe 10 minutes before bell time. And I remember they started turning people because it was packed, like really, really packed. And then it ends up being the show where everybody just met everybody.
Like, I've had people on, and we all talk about that one show. Like, everyone that I've spoken to, it's been that one show. Like, don't get me wrong. To me, my first, like, hog show was Civil War. And I met some great people there. And that next show, it just happened again. And to think what the independent wrestling circuit has become. Like, everyone was at that one show. Mm-hmm. And I remember, we didn't, like, talk that much. But I remember I met you that night. I met Matt Awesome. I got closer with, like, Isaac and stuff, and it was like, from there, now you look at it, and it's like, wow. Like, who would have known that night where wrestling would be?
Yeah, and now 4 years later, we're all like
really
family.
Really is.
One big ass family now. So
like, that is great. Like, and I that's why I say, no matter what, the ups, the downs in wrestling, the biggest up I can say is just the people that I've met that I can consider family. Like, it's a great thing. It's a great thing to see, and the family's growing. I just had on the last episode, I had Sophie, and she's been like that new. We've adopted her in as the new hermana, and it's like, we're gonna corrupt you.
The new. Yeah, like what is she, like 20, 21? Like already killing it with photography games, so it's like
oh, definitely. I told her on the show, and
like she's doing, like, I think what was it that she did, like some show like here in the Bronx. It was like about lucha libre in the Bronx.
Yeah, she did one show that it got picked up on the New York Times. Her photography got picked up. So it's like I told her.
Yeah. So like that's the name that you're gonna see.
Like, I even told her, like, and this wasn't me like just putting her over just because she was on the show, but I'm like, I see her as like Richard Wade is now. And you know Rich, you know how big his photography is. You know how even the WWE picked him up because they were like, his photography is amazing. I see her getting there because she has a mindset that you don't see a lot in wrestling anymore. Like, she looks at the little details and makes it mean something. So, Sophie definitely gonna make it places. Like, and again, it's an amazing thing because she's also a fellow Equa. So, we're winning.
Oh yeah, there's more of us popping up now. That's something I would love to see. Like, as the years pass by, just more people. You know,
definitely, man.
Rep that flag right there.
It's something. It's like I told her. Like, I don't think there's many at the moment, but I definitely see the surgeons coming. I definitely see by the years go by, there's gonna be more and more, and it's a good thing because it also makes me feel like, especially for us, that we open that door to show that you're prideful for being Ecuadorian. And again, it's a little. It's ironic because it's one of the biggest like countries, but it's so small in terms of how people view it. Because they're right in the center of the earth right there. There's a reason it's Ecuador. It's the equator right there. But you don't hear it talked about.
We're literally in the...
You don't hear it talked about like that.
Nah. Because it's more popular with, you know, football and tennis and I guess cycling or whatever, you know. That's about that. But wrestling, that's the bad thing right now. But little by little, it's growing from what I'm hearing.
No, yeah, I've seen some luchadores at least as well that are making that transition, and I'm like, hey, the quicker you get over here, the better for us because there's more representation and there's more of a chance, and that opens the door again for the next generation and the next and the next, and we gotta love that. We gotta love it. And especially with this month, like I feel like that's again why I knew I would get you on, because I'm like, if there's anyone that definitely reps the flag on their sleeve, like I do, it's you. Like, we're not literally. Oh man, it's the funniest thing with that because we had that convo about getting similar tattoos like that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait because if not, it looks like I straight up copied you. If I get a tattoo right now with the Equa flag.
Bro.
It was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'll get it eventually. And no, but yeah, you definitely. It's great to see because again, like I said, in wrestling, everyone is instantly seeing lucha libre, but they don't see the other side of it. It's instantly, oh, you're either from here, you're from here. It's like, hey, you could be from Ecuador too. Like, hi. Like, we're here, and it's making waves finally. And I feel like I want to talk about it now just because it's something so important to me, and especially to you as well, because it's something that it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm already starting to tear up trying to get to it. To think that a year ago today, we finally got to do something because of all of our Ecuadorian pride. and finally, like we got to take a picture that we need. And I felt I kept telling you, I was like, yo, we gotta take this picture. Like we're finally all here. It's like let's get this picture done. It took us, I think, 4 or 5 shows, because either one of us was.
I believe it was.
Like, it was always funny because it was like.
Because I remember.
Oh, you can go, bro. Sorry about that.
No, like I remember because like even before I started working there, you would tell me, yo, we gotta, we're always here together. We gotta do a pic, and like it was either one guy was gone or somebody was doing this or this girl was doing that, and it was like we never had the opportunity, and then just all of a sudden, like we got lucky one time, and we finally.
It was always like that. It was always like. It was always like either one of us was leaving early or someone had already left. Or we can't find one of them. It's like,
Right.
And that one night, I feel like it was, like I said this morning, it was meant to be, and it's still crazy to me because just what it signifies now is more than anything that cultura, that pride meant a lot. And I'm gonna do the little editing magic here, and I'm gonna show the picture. And now more than ever, that picture to me is just, it's so much more important than even that night. Just because, again, it meant so much to us just to get it taken. Like, we were like, oh, we finally have to do this, all 4 of us showing that. And it's funny because we knew the 4 of us were Ecuadorian. Not many people knew this. Not many people knew that Maddie was Ecuadorian. Yeah. Not many people knew that Violet was.
I feel like if you weren't at Hog, you didn't know at all. Like if you weren't close with them, you didn't know. Because it was surprising when I pick up and people were like, "Wait a minute, he's one of you." I didn't know that. I was like, "Yeah." It surprised me too because like the first time I met him, I think he was like his family was from like or something like that. And I was like, I didn't believe that at first. And I was like, crazy, man.
No, and it's funny.
I think that's why we all like more of us clicked.
No, and it's I think it's when you have that, it's like it connects instantly. Like it's just that spirit there. That's like, okay, boom, 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 boom. And it's funny, that night that we took the picture, Maddie's like, "Oh, you know I'm Ecuadorian." I'm like, "I know. That's why we want to take this picture." Like,
that's what we call it.
Like, oh man, and it's crazy. Like again, I didn't plan. I told you off screen. I'm like, I didn't plan to record it like this. I didn't even remember that I was coming up on a year because it's like, it's so crazy how the time has passed. And like, especially with just what this year's been, I feel like time has just been like insane. Like, and again, this picture to me now more than ever, it's so important just how. Again, we finally got it done, and I would have never imagined this would be the last picture we'd be able to take with him. Like, Maddie is always going to be Hermano. That's going to be another bro because he had that spirit about him, man. He had that warmth that was like he checked up on everybody. And I've said this countless of times, and so many people will agree with me because if you knew Maddie, you knew how he was. And this was something I remember how funny it was that he was like, "Oh, we breaking character here," but it's like, whatever, we got to do it. Like, it was crazy. Like,
yeah, it's still crazy, man. Like you just said right now, it's the last pick we've ever taken him.
Like I don't know, man. Like, and I don't want to, like, I feel like I'm gonna have to put the warning. Sorry, this is gonna be the sad moment of the video. Like I already started tearing up just getting to the picture because I'm looking at it. I gotta put something else in front of my screen right now because if not, I'm gonna be tearing up the rest of the video. Like, But again, like I don't want to remember like that. I don't want to be sad about it. It's a good thing. It's a good memory. Like it's funny how we talked about it earlier. Like it literally just came up as a memory. Like it was like boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like
just popped up on my Facebook. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize it was already a year. But
like, it's crazy. Like, but again, this is something that that had united us more. Like especially that night, I was like, we finally did it. We spoke so much about like, okay, finally we got this picture. Now let's post it. Let's show. Let's embrace. And like you said, the reaction for it, I felt so good about it that people are like, oh, this is awesome. And then we started seeing people talk about, oh yeah, I'm Ecuadorian too. I'm Ecuadorian. I'm like, okay, we did something here that people finally embrace it. Because again, like I said, not that many people truly talk about it, truly say where they're from, because it's not acknowledged like that. And if this month, like I always say, this shouldn't just be a thing about, oh, because it's Hispanic Heritage Month, you should embrace it. Embrace it always. Show your culture. Be proud of your culture. And don't just feel like because it's just this month. Feel like that 24/7, 365, because you have to respect where you come from. Have those roots. Like, it's so important. This defines, like we said, this is, I think, what connected us, because our characters are based off that. And I'm not saying like a character like fake, a gimmick. I'm saying legit, like our human character. How we are as a person is made up of that. Your roots, of how you're brought up, all that.
Yeah. Just hearing the fact that like we come from the same place, it's like, oh shit, like me too. Okay, and then next thing you know, we're just comparing cities and how we were raised, and now here we are. You know, it's like I said, that's the crazy thing about it. Like the minute I met him, like first impression I got of him, you know, was based off his character, and I didn't even know him at the time. And then when I finally talked to the guy and he tells me he's Ecuadorian, I was like, oh shit. And like right off the bat, it felt like, yo, we family now.
No, and that's how it was. Like, especially like us, like again, we met at chapter 1, but I don't think we started talking till like maybe the second, third time I saw you at a show.
Later.
And from there, it started that conversation. Yeah. And
I met you chapter 1, but it wasn't until like maybe a few months later we went to a show together in Jersey, and then that's when we realized, yo, oh shit, we come from the same place.
And it's that instant, like, okay, so now we got to talk about it. Like, oh yeah, so I have family here. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I got family there. Like, okay, this and that and this, and it just connects. And then, little by little, you start those friendships. And again, not to bullshit, but again, I call you an hermano because it's real. Like the bond. Again, like there's few people, and I always say this. Like in wrestling, you'll make a lot more acquaintances than you do actual friends. And I'm glad to call you one of those real friends, bro. Like it's been great to know you, and again, that was a real friendship. Like I know so many people that instantly, oh, you probably just became friends because of the clout and this and that. It's like, no, like it was just conversation. And again, like, because you know this is how wrestling is, and this is why I say I shoot the shit with friends, because it's like, it's real. This is raw. Like, I know. Like, Jocay and me, again. And it's funny. I think one of our best conversations were, we were just starting up, was a shirt you wore that said, your favorite wrestler probably sucks. The Dan Barry t-shirt.
Oh, your favorite sucks?
And I was just
my
like,
shirt ever, man.
Oh, man. And I think at the time I was joking because of my tattoo. I was like, hey, but I have him as a tattoo. He probably still sucks.
He's probably going to hear this and kick my ass later. But
no, gotta love Dan Barry, though. Great guy. But yeah, that's just how we were. Like, it was just shooting the shit, having funny ass conversations. And again, just a natural born friendship. It wasn't like, oh, hey, I got to be your friend. It's like, no, we started talking and boom. Years later, look at where we at. Like, now we're shooting the shit over Skype. To
the point where we even got to work.
It took too long for that to happen. I'll say that. It definitely took. It took too long.
It took too long and way too short.
Sadly.
Ended way too quickly.
Sadly.
Yeah, but that's nowhere here nor there. That's for another day when I decide to do a 5-hour shoot.
That's when we get some get some chelas and we start just shooting the shit for real. And
bro, I'm gonna bring the pills in there, the caña manavita, the shumir, all that shit, the cristal, and we just...
Yo, I haven't had cristal in years. Oh, man. See, this is where the equa comes out. That's like,
Chucky, and it's like, you know, te chucha la madre, whatever. Like, yeah.
Oh, man. That's, yeah. Pero I feel like I'll say this about that. It definitely is not going to be the last time we work together. It definitely is not going to be the last. Like, definitely, like I put out something the other day, and I feel like I really mean it. I'm definitely refocused on that wrestling journey, and I definitely say it'll happen soon. We'll definitely be working together very soon. But this wrestling thing, I feel like it's brought so many people together again. Like, I love that so many Latinos are united here. That's like we finally get that that sense of like, okay, we're here, we're making an impact. Cause I feel like I can imagine you agree too. We didn't get to see this growing up as much. Like, we didn't get to see that much of like Latinos getting showcased. It maybe in the independent level to a sense, but nothing like now that mainstream you can watch guys killing it now.
Yeah, it's like I said yesterday. Because our good friend Matty, he put a screenshot from the VXS feed last night where you see me right next to Homicide, and I was like, yo, Homicide, you know, just like, you know, a lot of the New York guys at the time, Red, Los Maximos, you know, Kingston, etc. It's like those are the guys that made me love New York wrestling, love indie wrestling, and it's like the reason was because these are the same, you know, these guys look like me, talk like me, they act like me, you know. It's like they made me realize, yo, if they can go out and make it, shit, well, I can do the same thing, you know, in some way. So, you know, representation obviously matters.
Does, and I feel like and this is what I put out a video the other day talking about this, about how influential Latinos have been in wrestling. And I felt like people were thinking I'm so biased because I put over Homicide, I put over Loki, I put over Eddie. But I'm like, I have to be a little biased because thanks to them, we were able to think this could be us. Because they were guys that literally were coming from our area. Like, I spoke to Steve Mack on an interview recently. And after the show, I was like just talking to him. And I'm like, okay, Theo, I got to actually ask, where is it that you grew up? And he's like, I lived here for years. I'm like, wait, I live not even 2 minutes away. And it's like, that made me again look at it and think, okay, so if they started from there and made it to where they are now, there's no excuse. And I love it. I love that it makes you, that fire burn. It gets you that fuel to be like, you know what? As Latinos, we work, I always say this, we work double as hard just because we're always looked at as the second best. But that makes us work even harder and earn those opportunities. And again, we're seeing guys like Homicide is a bona fide Hall of Famer no matter how you look at it. Because he's an icon in professional wrestling. He's a guy that I feel like still, we give him his due no matter what. If you're from New York, you know the name Homicide. And I feel like he still didn't get his due in professional wrestling. And he's still an icon, a legend. No matter what way to describe him, there's not going to be enough words to say about Homicide. And it's like, again, he's a New York boy. He's a dude that again, looks like us, talks like us, is from those streets like us, and killed it for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
For 25 years. Just like him, there's Eddie Kingston, there's Dan Moff, there's Steve Mack, there's Low Key. There's so many guys that, like...
It's Brad.
It's like that whole like 2002 to 2004 or 5 generation, basically, it birthed New York being the capital of wrestling. Like literally, like this was where indie wrestling thrived. And I feel like I had this conversation with a lot of people, and I always say, this year should have been the year that New York became the hotspot again. Because the talent now growing is doing that again.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously the pandemic screwed things, but the same thing is like, I feel like the what is it, the state committee, the athletic commission, and all these people, just politics and all that stuff is what killed New York in a bit. But when we talk about talent, bro, there's so much talent coming out of here, you know, whether it's within the 5 boroughs or even like Long Island or upstate. Like there's so much good talent in New York, where New York should be the hotspot again. But you know, hopefully we'll see once things get back running, maybe next year, or I don't know. But
no, and it really should be. Like I feel like, if anything, you see it when New York talent goes elsewhere. Like New York talent's always around, and you see it like, especially in the tri-state. Like we see it in Jersey. Most of the guys wrestling there are New Yorkers. And it's like New York should be
Jersey, PA,
that hotspot. And again, I feel like hopefully, like we said, when it comes back, it can get seen like that, because New York has created some of the best talent out there, especially currently. Like no matter where you look, this guy's from New York, that guy's from New York. People on our TV right now are New Yorkers. Like
from New York.
Like I'm gonna get.
Like it's crazy seeing on fucking AEW. I was like, wow. Like, I'm happy to see them killing it, man. Cruz, EJ, Leroy.
Like it's
you know?
It's insane. It's insane.
So
and again, it shows though, all of them, New York. Like to think, 4 guys signed. Well, no, 6 guys I should say signed currently are all New Yorkers. You got Private Party there. 2 kids from Brooklyn. You got. I was gonna call them LAX. Well, you know them as multiple things. So LAX, EYFBO, PMP, again, New Yorkers. And then, like we said, there we gotta. They're the extended New York, but yes, from Long Island, you got Johnny Silver, you got Alex Reynolds, like, and it's insane. Like New York definitely showcases talent. And I almost forgot, because he is signed, but again, another legend, Eddie Kingston, showcasing how that fighting spirit of a New Yorker, and he's signed, killing it on AEW right now. Like it's insane. And again, it's that spirit that makes us think, okay, so now we definitely have no excuse. They did it. They started here and have killed it around the world, killed it on television, and it's like it motivates you. It motivates you. Like, so what I gotta ask though is, for those that are wondering, okay, they're talking about wrestling. He mentioned the phone. So how did, like, the GIF? What do you wait? That's my first question though. What do you call it? GIF, GIF? Because this is the battle that I'm like, I feel like you have to say GIF because GIF is the peanut butter. But you're the god here, so what do you call it?
I call it GIF, bro. Like, I basically, the way I look at it is just like the word gift without the T.
Okay.
That's it.
Because I always look at it like this, like, Jif is the peanut butter. That's the brand right there. There's a J. You pronounce the J like a J. Like, I'm like, how do you mess up this word? Like, it's like, but hey, so I can imagine that has to be an annoying thing, because I can imagine you've been called the GIF god so many times, but like,
yeah, many times.
Like we have to state it. We have to state it here. It is GIF. I'm gonna edit it in like how to properly say it. GIF. Like there you go, guys.
I don't people go creator made a GIF like the creator.
You know what it is? It's not that you've created it. It's just
good.
that you've made it, especially in our community, you've made it relevant. Like there's people that'll post like the video of it. They'll post the video. They'll post this, but you've actually made these like GIFs of it, and it looks so different. It was a different view. Now everyone has started to do. A lot more people have started to do it, but I feel like you definitely made it something different to see. You started that trend. Like, oh man, but I guess we have to also talk about it's gotten so popular there and so much that now we got to show it here. Boom, it's a T-shirt. Like the Give God T-shirt is a thing, and I feel it's funny though. Like I got your Bodega T-shirt, which I can also I'm gonna show it here. Boom. He's also wearing it, so double the plug. But I feel like no one can buy that Gift God T-shirt. Like it's you. Like it's the weirdest thing. Like I feel like I wanted to get it, but I was like, wait, but that's not me. That's Jocay. Like
it makes sense for a lot of people. Yeah, I mean it's honestly the reason why I made that one was just the hell out of it. Like I've always liked the Run DMC logo, so I was like, you know what? If nobody buys it, I don't care. Because I was gonna do it for myself only. Like the only one, because like I was gonna do one and done, the Bodega one. I was gonna be the only one I was gonna do. And
I like it though. Don't get me wrong. Like I love the lettering, like the style of it. Of course, you get the Run DMC vibe, so it's great. But I was like joking around, like, wait.
Yeah.
But that's not me. It's gonna be stealing the gimmick wearing the T-shirt. But I'm definitely gonna get it though, and you guys should definitely should get both of these T-shirts. Check out What a Maneuver. The link is definitely gonna be in the description down below, and it's for a great cause. So you definitely should definitely get these T-shirts, and they're great. They're definitely comfortable. I feel like I messed up. I should have wore the T-shirt now as well, but I was like, I don't want to be like. I felt like. He's definitely going to wear it. We're going to be matching too much. It's all good. I'll showcase it here on the edits. Para la próxima, yeah. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll do it for when we come back for that roundtable. Because I mentioned it. I've mentioned it a few times. We're going to do an actual roundtable. So I'm definitely bringing Jocay back. We're going to have some other special people for that. So you guys are definitely going to want to check that out. Because that's going to be an interesting conversation. Because this has been a funny one, and we're gonna still go for a bit, but that one is definitely gonna be like, that's gonna be a nice conversation there.
All right, talking bro. I'm down. Whoever it is, whatever it's gonna be, I'm down.
That one might be the first episode I might have to drink on camera because it's like that's gonna be a funny one. That's gonna be one of just like a night out, just talking this shit.
Bro, if that's the case, we gotta have the crew at one spot just past the
hey, I could do that too. We have the 360 camera. We'll all be socially distant though, so we're following the regulations. But we'll be drinking.
Socially distant.
Oh man.
I got. You know what I gotta find? It's hard to get here in New York. It's like that real hard shit. I know you've probably heard of it.
I've seen it once here. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've only saw it once.
So, for those that don't know, is a very strong drink. It's like what would be the right way to explain it?
Think of like a 150 proof.
I don't want to say tequila.
Like a Bacardi 150, probably.
Maybe.
And even then, that's a fake. it's a fake number?
No, this
Because I think that's maybe 70.
like Corincho is straight natural. Like Corincho is straight natural. It's like caña, but way more hard. And that shit.
I want to
fucks
say
you
it's
up in a
our
second.
version of moonshine.
Wow.
I want to say it's that because it's very straight.
I guess
It's very straight, and
I guess I know.
it's definitely gonna get you quick. Like it's not like one of those that it creeps up on you. Like
Yeah,
no,
it has a.
this after a few good drinks,
No.
you're
You only need 1-2 shots. You're fucked. That's it. I was gonna say like maybe it's like tequila, but it kind of makes tequila look like
yeah,
some
because
pussy shit.
tequila
I was
you
like,
can
nah,
finish a
let me not.
bottle and maybe
But,
then you're
yeah.
ooh. With that you're just like 2 shots
Oh,
in and you're
maybe.
like.
Ya está tu Jocay en el piso.
That's when the puta
Jodido.
madre, man. You start crying or
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to fucking
Yeah.
oh man.
Ya, you fucking listen to like some vallenato. No, not even. You're listening to some like segundo what's his name? Segundo Caldero. Just some Caldero, man. Just like Juan Jaramillo and all that.
I love
Julio
it,
Jaramillo.
man. This is again.
It's like,
Oh man,
Quiero-
this is
Puro
chuta.
cortavena.
See, this is the problem though. When you bring me and Jocay together, our Ecuadorian side just fully comes out. I remember we had this convo once. We just started talking and it came out, and we're just again fully Spanish at times because we speak Spanglish. Like we'll talk Spanish, we'll talk English, and then we'll just mix it in.
Yeah.
And every time it's like, oh, I know y'all talking shit about me. It's like, but are we not talking about you? You want to come join the conversation? Like we've gotten that so many times, and I'm like, we just shooting the shit.
Bro, that's me every time I speak Spanish in like a train in the city. I'll be speaking English for a minute. The Blanquito's like, okay, listening. And then like once I start going, oh, que esto, que eso. And like, what? Yeah, you talking shit?
Like this is for anyone listening that's not Spanish speaking. We were just talking about a certain beverage and how fucked up you get. That's it. For any gringos listening,
Yeah.
that is it. Oh man. Which I feel like if you're listening to this video, you probably understand half of what we're saying, so you should be alright.
We're gonna have to add subtitles, like the Epa subtitles in the bottom with like Cholito on the side and ¿cómo que se llama? Jaime Nebor or whatever, El León, whatever. A little botellita of tropical.
Nah, man,
on
gotta
the
get
side.
that Inca Cola. Gonna have the Inca Cola on the side.
That's not even Ecuadorian, bro.
I think we've
It's
taken it so
peruano.
much though. Like especially if you go to Ecuador now, there's always Inca Cola for some reason.
It's
Like
yeah. But then again, like whenever they started making their own version, it was like cola gallego,
yeah, it tastes the
gallego or
same
some
though.
shit.
It
Gallito.
literally tastes the same.
Okay. It was like the same color gold.
Like I remember when the
Yeah.
last time I went, I'm like, what's this? They're like, hey, Inca Cola. I'm like, so why not just get Inca Cola? It's our brand. Okay. You drink it, it's the same thing. It's this.
Well, yeah, it's our version.
I feel like they were just like, we had to get it made here.
It's like if
That's
I
it.
go to Ecuador, yeah, it's like if I go to Ecuador, I'm not drinking no like other brand like American brand like Coca-Cola or Sprite or whatever. Like I'm drinking like Tropical, Manzana, Fioravanti,
Yo.
you know. And that's the thing. I hate some of it, so it's weird.
What's
when I
funny
drink
though
shit
is
like
that everyone, when you're
just
over
like, oh, I'm
there,
already here.
everyone wants to give you American stuff because they're like, oh, este quiere lo que conocen. It's like, no, we come from that. We want to get.
Because they're like, oh, what? Dije, vamos a comer burger. I'm like, no, but I want like some. I want some arroz con atún or some like what is it? Tortilla de maíz or empanada de verde con queso. Just like.
I was hoping you weren't gonna say cuy. I
I
was
want
like,
this
bro,
gringo
you better not
shit.
say cuy, because
No, hell no, no, no. That's that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Whenever I meet somebody and I tell them I'm Ecuadorian, they're like, "Oh, you eat that what is it, guinea pig?" I'm like, "No, fuck you. I don't eat no
Okay, so we're in agreement.
And for people that are like, "Oh, I already know what
We're in
it
agreement.
was."
Well, okay, so let's explain
The
what
nativos eat
cuy
that,
is
man.
too, because I feel like they're gonna be like, "What's a cuy? What's cuy? Why don't you want to eat cuy? It sounds
Yeah,
delicious." No, what cuy is,
it's pig,
but it
bro. It's
doesn't even look like a guinea pig. It's like they
it's a little rat.
steroid
Yeah.
up these guinea pigs, and then they cook them
Mm-mm.
like pig. Like they'll make like roasted.
Like if you eat pork, yeah. You walk around like in la sierra, those restaurants, and you see a little cuy with like like patas arriba, just like
Yo,
rotisserie. It's
sometimes
just like, bro,
depending on
no,
where you
no.
are, they'll
I'm sorry,
blowtorch
no, man.
the shit, and I'm like, no,
No, yeah,
like that could have been a pet.
Chris,
Like
like, what the
no.
fuck?
Oh man, but yes, this is the delicacy though in Ecuador.
Like, I
Like
come from Manta. I come from Manta, man. It's all straight up my East Coast, seafood and like actual food, not no
yo,
guinea
no,
pig,
y'all
bro.
y'all good for the ceviche. You're especially gonna want the ceviche from there, and like when cuy is
Yeah,
always offered though. Like you could go no matter where you're at. Like I remember I used to love going to this place for parrilladas. So I'll get steak, get like salchicha and all this. But like getting cuy.
yeah.
And my family's like, of course. I'm like, why? We got real food. we don't have to add
I'm like,
that. Like, no. And it's like this is something I'll explain to people that probably never had it or even been around it. The smell is so distinct that it's like it's not pork. I'll
yeah.
say this. Because everyone always says it tastes like chicken, it tastes like
Mm-mm.
pork. It's like it might. I don't know because I only tried it once and I was like, nope. I'm not. Nope. Like, and it's funny. I had this conversation with Sophie because Sophie still hasn't tried it, and she says she wants to try it at least once. I'm like, so this is what you're gonna feel like though, because you're gonna have the
No,
smell. So it's like, be mindful. Try to chew quickly because that smell is gonna be like, oh man. And I still laugh because I have a little cousin who's not
bro, it's
Equa
crazy.
though. He's not Equa. He's Puerto Rican. He's a young
Yeah.
like gringo still because he's from here. He tried it and was like, "Oh, this tastes like chicken." I can eat a whole cuy by himself. And I'm like, That's all you. That's all you, homie. Like no.
Bro, it's crazy because like I have a prima who she's from there's a little city near
Sí, sí, sí.
Manta called Colorado, and she married this cop from Santo Domingo, not Santo Domingo DR, Santo Domingo de los Ángeles,
Sí,
the
sí, sí,
city up
sí.
in
I
La
figured
Sierra
that,
in the
but
Highlands
just for people for clarification
in
for
Ecuador.
everybody.
And para lo que no, for the ones who are watching like Santo Domingo in Ecuador, what the fuck? But so she marries this guy, and we go up to her, to their place in Santo Domingo one day, and just out of nowhere, like la suegra comes up to us like, "Kid is cool." I'm like, "No, no, thank you." And like my cousin is devouring that shit. I'm looking. I'm like, why? But no, no. The way they cook that shit, the way when you open it, and like, I'm like, I can't, bro. I cannot.
I love how you're
No way.
drinking that Bustelo right now, like if it's a trago, just because of the PTSD toward cuy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every day. Sponsor me.
Oh man, you got to, man. Bustelo. You know what's funny? That's something else though. It's funny with Bustelo. Like I love Bustelo. I'll drink it every day. Pero for some reason, when you take Bustelo from over here to Ecuador, it tastes so much better.
They
Bro,
don't know
it
what the
tastes
fuck
so much better though. It's
Yeah,
weird.
because they don't have it. what's the type of cafe we got? They use like the Colombian coffee. They get Col Cafe. I forgot what else they had another brand, but it's way down.
Oh man, I can't remember the brand. I had it once because someone brought like one of my tias. She brought like one of the blocks because they were like, "Oh, you gotta try the coffee from over there," and I'm like, "No, I'll stick with Bustelo." Like, no offense, but like, no.
Yeah. It's funny because the coffee over there comes in a little fundita. It's like a little bag. So it's like, what the fuck I'm doing? Like a little, what would you call it? It's like a little plastic bag, like maybe this size.
Like, I think the best way
compared to here, I go to little.
Yeah, I feel like the best way to compare it is like if you ever seen how certain like hot chocolate brands come, and even then the bag is so like even smaller.
Right.
That's like.
Yeah.
What am I doing with this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's the worst because you know, you're not making like a small pot of coffee. Like you're about to have an oyota because you got to make sure this person has coffee, that person has coffee, this person has coffee, because everyone's coming for café con pan. Like,
especially like in like Ecuador households are like minimum 10 people. So you have like 10 people from the seat that's coming in, you know. The tío and the tía from this place, the primo coming from school, the one cousin no one gives a shit about just coming to eat, you know. It's like you got like 20 people coming in for café con pan y que arroz con gafa, you know, like arroz con queso, pollo like.
What's funny though is that like café con pan, okay, you would expect this to be just the morning. No. In Ecuador, you could probably have café con pan maybe 2-3 times a day. Like, la mañana, you're going to have some coffee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You get
like, oh, man. I remember the first time I ever went.
You go to on the street, get like the
pan you get pan de sal, you get pan de queso, man. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Yo.
My favorite was it.
What's funny is everyone brings pan. Like no one ever brings like carne. No one wants to bring anything that's actually expensive. It's like, no, voy a traer pan. And it's like I remember I went to the bakery.
Pan?
No, ni huevo, porque solamente traen pan. Again, this is where we're gonna have the subtitles because the full spin.
But like, you get like a docena for $1. You get a dozen eggs for like $1, like in some places at the bodega, which is very different than a bodega here.
Definitely.
People don't know that. Like here, a bodega is a corner spot, like a corner store. Over there, bodega is an actual like garage and like a tiny warehouse, which is very opposite of, you know. But like, you know, you'll get the pan with the docena de huevo with the cafe for like all total of like $5.
If that, like it could even be cheaper at times. Like I remember I went to the bakery because I'm like, oye, where are they getting all this pan from? Because it's like everyone is bringing like bags, and when I go and I'm like, okay, so how much is the bread? They're like, oh, it's like 10 for like 20 cents. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. I'm like, yo, somebody took bad bits.
Like it's
like you know the guys that que venden the frutas.
Yeah. It's a whole carrito,
yeah. Just looking like carrito. They fill like a whole bag, like a saco for like $2. I'm like, bro, you don't need more? Like, I feel like I'm robbing you right now without a car.
Like, I remember one time I did that and I felt so bad because my little cousin, she took one and I was like, okay, so cuánto? And like, oh, ella se llevó otra. Oh, no, está bien, $2. I'm like, what? I think I gave the guy like $5 and they were like, no hagan eso porque se acostumbran. I'm like, but that's highway robbery. Like, how are y'all taking so much? No. You know what was the worst? What the worst for me? Because I was like, that's messed up. Getting actual leche con nata. Like they would deliver that, and then it's like you'll get like a week's worth, but like not like here that you'll get pasteurized and it's a gallon. No, you're getting fresh milk, guys. Like you're getting multiple bottles, and then you'll get like the curd, and that's the most expensive part, which is expensive to them. And I think for the whole thing, you're probably paying like $10, if that. And I remember I gave the lady, I think I gave the lady 20 because I was like, oh, here, thank you.
But it's funny.
And they're like, no.
It's funny. Yeah, no sé. Because they will fucking, like, you give them, what, $5-10, and they're like, okay, no, next time I'm gonna do the same shit. And it's like, then there'll be like that random crackhead in the corner who sees it, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna rob this joint. Especially if you live in the finca, there's that one casino with like the copete, and it's like, bro, what do you want?
Yeah, you do gotta be. I will say that you gotta be careful where you're over tipping, because it does get like, oh, okay, so he has money. Like, like I remember I did that once because my cousin, she has a hair salon, but over there a haircut. Oh my god!
Right.
I think my haircut was. I was like,
$2, bro.
How? I was like, I gave the girl $20. I was like, I paid $20 in New York, and they're like, no. And they're like trying to give me change. I'm like, no. Then the next day, I found out the girl was trying to overcharge people. I'm like, okay, see, that's messed up. Like, I was being nice, but you can't like. I was like, nah.
Yeah, you fucked up people.
Like, now I'm not gonna give you $20. I'm gonna give you $2, maybe 50 cents extra.
Bro, that's the thing. Like, when in Ecuador, when they realize, oh shit, they charge this much in this country, that's when they start doing the whole colletero shit that they, they'll pay like $5,000 to go on a lancha to get to the border of Mexico. I was like, fuck, bro.
The funny thing is that.
It's like with that money,
they don't notice. Like, okay, once you switch over, it's like the economy's different though. Like over there, the reason is that way. It's because jobs aren't paying as much. It balances out.
No.
Like I always say, like, oh shit, if you go from the U.S. to Ecuador with a decent amount of money, you'll live okay. You can't do vice versa.
You'll live a good year. Like, yeah, no, you can't go over here from Ecuador with like, oh, okay, I had good money. Nah, you're gonna be living in a fucking studio, in a shit ton, like fucking they were where some in the Bronx, I guess. Listen, I'm from here. I can talk shit about my own.
Hey,
I know it's shitty, man. I had somebody throw. What was it? A rock in a window. They broke my window like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh man. Hey, I can't talk much because I'm in Brooklyn, so I feel like we're in the worst spots right now. But hey, it's still it's home. But yeah, you can't do the opposite. Like you couldn't come from Ecuador to here, be like, oh yeah, this is my plan. It's like you could probably do the opposite. You could go to Ecuador from the US and probably live pretty okay. But even then,
that's why we see a lot of like buying territory.
Yeah, last time I went,
like legit buying up land and making.
Last time I went, I saw so many retired Americans. Like everyone over there is just buying land and just retiring over there, and it makes sense because I feel like also this is something that. To me, it's a little sad to see. It's becoming very Americanized over there, and I like it, but I don't at the same token. I like it because when you go, like, you see, oh, okay, these are certain things I like from over there, but it's like, wait, this isn't why I'm here, though. I want my tierra to be that. I'd rather be around the stuff that's like, this is why I'm in Ecuador. I don't want to be in little New York. Because that's what I started seeing when last time I went to Cuenca. And I'm like, wait, I feel like I'm in New York. Like, like
so many Americans. People talk with now, and then it's like, see like all these American brand restaurants. I'm like, oh, I'm not here for Mickey D's, bro. I'm here for some
Yeah, like yo, the
ceviche and
malls
whatever.
now, it's very like it's so Americanized. Like you go into the food court, antera, you could get like barbacoa here, a ceviche over there, a pilsener. There's a whole pilsener stand over there. But now it's like you're gonna get Mickey D's, Subway, Burger King.
Mm.
I think recently they opened a Wendy's in Ecuador. Now I'm like, why?
Bro, this Papa John's. Like, why the fuck we have Papa
Well, there's
John's
one in
like
Cuenca too. And I hate
like,
it that they
man,
be like, "Oh
bro,
my god, Papa John's is amazing." I'm like, "Pero allá tienen pizza like verdadero." Like,
it's
why?
nuts.
Like, yo, I remember.
Like as a New Yorker, every time I go somewhere, I'm like, nah, man. If it ain't New York, I don't give a shit really. Especially chain pizza, bro.
Like, I can't
So
even
they
have.
put it over. I'm
I
like,
can't have chain pizza, especially over there. Like, because they have it. They have Domino's, they have Pizza Hut, they have Papa John's, and I was like, no. There's this one spot that's like a hole in the wall. Pero te venden una pizza, man. That if I tell you, I'm at like one of the merch tables right now. That's my setup. Is a merch table style. If I tell you, it takes 2 of those merch tables to hold this one pizza. That's how big it is, and they'll sell it to you for like $20. But if you go to one of the chains, you're gonna spend American money because it's like they'll sell you pizza expensive. I'm like, but why are you coming here? Like, you guys have actual good pizza. Like, no offense to the brands, but it's like it doesn't compare. Like, even in New York, it's like, yo, we have so many good pizzas. Like, you don't have to go to a Domino's, to a Papa John's, to a like, nah. Like, just go to the dollar slice place. You'll get a better slice of pizza. Like man.
Now, you know what happened? So, like, you know how we were talking about the malls and the food? In Manta, so this is at the Paseo Shopping. They had, like, a KFC, but it wasn't your typical as KFC where it's all chicken. Like, they were actually selling platos of, like, arroz con menestras. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, comida que... So I'm like, yeah, we're American branded, but now we're still selling you the same shit you eat normally.
Bro, I remember the first time I was coming back. So we stayed in Quito.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, okay, let's go get breakfast at the mall. I'm like, okay. So they're gonna be selling breakfast food, right? We went. They were like, oh, vamos pa KFC.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, KFC. I'm gonna get chicken at 10 o'clock in the. For some reason, I was like, oh, maybe they have a breakfast menu, and nope. Arroz con menestra con plátano sancochado. I'm like, I had to look at my phone. Like,
am I at the right spot?
wait,
like, what the fuck?
it's 10 a.m. Why they make what? Like, it's already surprising that KFC's selling that, but then at the time that you're going, that's like, wait. And then I was like, okay, let me see if McDonald's has breakfast. Nope. In Ecuador, you could go at 10 a.m. to McDonald's and you'll get chicken McNuggets, French fries, and everything at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wow. Okay.
Nah, I'd rather hit up the Pinguino, you know?
Oh my God, my son said Pinguino.
Yeah, that's my shit, man.
Yo.
Fucking. What was it, the Crocantino?
Oh, man.
That fucking, like, arroz con
Yo,
leche.
those were good. Those were good. Man.
Yeah. Like the thing about me, when I say I'm full of Ecuador, bro. Like, I'm the type of dude you go to Ecuador with and like nothing happens because like I'm the one that knows everywhere already.
See, I feel like we talked about
it.
this once. I feel like we have to do this eventually. We have to take a trip. We both have to take a trip and just fucking just forget the U.S. for a bit and just chill.
Hell yeah, bro. A Russell trip to like Guayaquil, Quito, Manta, Cuenca, fucking what's another place in Ecuador that's should we go to? Not Puerto Viejo because Puerto Viejo is kind of shitty.
I got family over there though.
I do too, but I mean, bro, I mean, as a capital of Manabi, bro,
Touche,
it's pretty
touche,
shitty. Like,
touche.
like Manta's the
Oh.
capital, but I don't know, man.
No, no,
I'm just
it
being
is, it
biased,
is.
though.
Pero we definitely have to take a trip.
But
We definitely have to take a trip when all this like gets calmed down though, because right now I would not even want to, just because from what I've heard, to get into Ecuador right now, it's insane.
it's
Like it's insane.
yeah, dude, you got just being at the airport alone. It's like it's Jesus Christ. I remember one time I flew to Ecuador when it was
Yeah.
the H1N1.
Swine flu, yeah.
Was it the swine flu? Was it? So during that time, I flew to Ecuador, and like, yo, there's lines of people waiting to get into like to not customs
Yeah.
to baggage claim, and like they're testing everybody. You gotta go in front of a computer. Like they're checking like the thermometers through there, check if you like any color heat comes off your body. And then it's like, then you got to get tested here, then tested over there, get your stuff, and they ask you like a million questions at immigration, and then you're out. And it's like, bro, I'm not. So like, if that's dead, imagine now with this.
No,
whole
I heard
pandemic
right
thing
now,
going on.
if you go,
It's like,
you would think, okay, you have to be quarantined before and then whatever. No, if you go now, they'll test you, and then
No.
you're quarantined in a hotel. They designate you for at least a week.
depending what.
Like,
the
no, but the
results
thing
are.
is, some of those were taking forever to come back. So you're still like taking at least a few days. That's like, shit. Imagine you're just going for a week. You just ruined your vacation because by the time they say, okay, you can leave, you gotta turn back around. Like,
Like, motherfucker, I'm home now. Like, see, and that's the thing I wanted to do too around this time. I wanted to go for like a week, but then once the pandemic, I was like, fuck, me jodí.
man.
I don't know. Like, I wanted to go for Año Nuevo and like do the.
See, I
the
always
quemada del año,
want to do
you know?
that. Like, I've always
Right.
said I want to go.
There's no-
I've always gone during the summer. Every time I've gone for the summer. I've gone for months, and I always want to go para el fin del año just to see how it is over there, because I've never spent it over there. If there's two things I ever want to do in Ecuador, is uno, ir para Carnaval, because it's just the insaneness
Wow.
over there, and then two for
Carnival. La quemada del año.
like, I would love to do both, and it sucks right now. It's like they could barely enjoy anything. Like, it's insane, and hopefully again by next year everything's a little better, because it's sad to see that it's like people that have so much family over there, you can't see them right now. It's not worth the risk.
Mhm.
It's not.
No.
But man, I feel like so many people right now are like, I have to research all of this. Like, this sounds amazing. Like,
They're either thinking, okay, it sounds amazing, or they'll be like, what the fuck?
I just came for wrestling.
Where's the quemada?
I came for wrestling. Why are they not talking wrestling? What is Kui?
What is it? What is it to see with Minestra?
Like,
What the hell is your mirror?
oh, we said it though. This is gonna be a fun episode, because I knew it. I was like, I'm not gonna be asking questions. We're just gonna start talking, and it's just gonna flow. And this is why I was like, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fucking great.
We're gonna have to have an episode with like Sophie, with like Violet, with like every random ass Ecuadorian, and
That's gonna be the
hell out of
one
everybody.
episode that's gonna be like, I'm not even gonna edit. I'm just gonna put on in the description, good luck non-Ecuadorians, bling, and just post. Because it's gonna be like,
Warning ad, right?
oh man, we're gonna all be like this, having shumil, and just be like, bueno, salud, and start the show. Oh man. But again, guys, if you're taking anything from this episode, again, see how prideful we are, being New Yorkers, yes, living here, living this American dream, enjoying wrestling, but still embracing our roots, embracing our cultura, because it's not fake. It's not an act. End of the day, you have to respect where you come from. You have to respect those roots. You have to respect, like, I was waiting for the end of this, but I have to show it now. This flag isn't just it's not just a little thing. It's a symbol that truly lives here. Like, Jocay has it in the back right now. Like, I should have been more prepared. I should have put the bandera like right here on my wall. But I was like, I was gonna keep it for the end. Like definitely, guys.
Bro, I got it on my arm, on my hat. Like I'm as Ecuador as you can get, bro.
Man.
Yo soy panaba, soy cholo pata salada, eso es lo que soy, carajo.
This is where people that have only seen the GIFs are like, what happened to Jocay? Like, who is this guy that's on this show right now? This is not the Jocay we've seen. But again, this is who we are, though.
This is not.
Oh man,
this isn't the chap guy. This guy. What's a cholo pata salada?
Oh man, like, but again, this is how our friendship grew, man, and this is what I love about it. It's raw, it's natural. It's not just fucking like, okay, we're gonna talk wrestling. Like, no, we do wrestling every fucking day. Like, this is actually talking about something we can agree on, that we could fucking be like, yo, pero esto y eso y eso y pss. Like, again.
It's the shit we experienced, man.
Again, we wouldn't change it, though. We wouldn't change it. Again, that round table is going to be hilarious when I bring some more people in. I feel like I'm going to have to do another one. I'm going to have to do a full Equa one just so you can hear more of this experience and just see how we're not lying. Because there's going to be a lot more people that have lived similar stories that you're definitely going to be like, either, what the fuck, or, ooh, I need to go to Ecuador. But if you go, stop retiring in Ecuador. Stop retiring in Ecuador.
Yes, please. Stop buying land and then abandoning it after like 6 months. Bro, you know what got me tight? So, like, in Manta, I live maybe 5 minutes away from el estado de Jocay. Yes, there's a stadium with the same name as me. And there used to be this area that was like nothing there, and I could just look straight to the stadium from my house, like from the roof. Then I could watch the games and all. So next thing you know, a bunch of gringuitos came in, they bought land right there in front of it, and next thing you know, they made this house, blocked the view, and then they abandoned the house like 6 months later. I'm like, well, thanks a lot. Now I can't watch Delfin games no more, but okay.
No, and he's not lying. Like, this is something that happens, and I've seen it so much, especially now in Cuenca. Like, so much land is bought, and then it's like, what is it though? Oh, era negocio. It's like, well, what is it now? Nah. Like, it's just land, and it's like, it's sad because the value on it is so much more than it should be. Because people go and pay these ridiculous prices. Like we said, like, we joke around that we'll over tip, but it's like, because again, when you're feeling like, oh, it's a little bit, it's like whatever, but people overpay because they don't know better. They know American prices, and they go and they'll buy land for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's like, that kills the chance of anyone trying to buy, because the weight over there, like, you're not getting the same weight as it is here. Like, the money is so different. Like, but again, enjoy Ecuador. It is a great tourist destination, I'll say that. Stop retiring there and buying ridiculous amount of land. Like, please.
Once the pandemic fucks off, go to Manta, go to the beach, go to Cuenca, enjoy the scenery. Man. Don't go to Puerto Viejo.
Take a trip to Sagua. Take a trip to, if you really want to see how, like, the countryside of Ecuador is, go to Sagua for a little bit.
If you love candy and all that stuff, go to Rocafuerte.
Oh man, that's where you're gonna get the chicles. Get the chicles.
Dude,
oh man.
Not even. No, My favorite thing in Rocafort is the prestigios,
Ooh.
man. Yes. And for people that are wondering what's a prestino, it's basically like a. How would I explain a roca?
Mm.
It's like a little. It's like a cookie or something, but it's red. It's I don't know if you can pop up an image of it to like really
I have
show
to. I have
that, 'cause
to. I'll edit it
it's hard
in
for me to
later
explain
on
prestino,
because I'll
but
try to look it up because hopefully I can find it because my luck there's not gonna be. So later on in the edit, if I find it, it's gonna come up now. If I don't, then you're just gonna see me snapping for no reason.
okay. Not even that. Just put the photo of me shaking my head, fam. You know. Yeah.
I'm just gonna put. I'm gonna put that one from that one scene where you and Manser be like, "That's damn."
Yeah, I love that. That that has to be my favorite thing I've ever done. That
Oh
promo with
man.
Manson. And so I'm only on it for like
Hey,
5
but those 5 seconds made it worth because it was just most hilarious part to then get to Manser cutting crazy promo, and it was like, okay. See, you know what we gotta do? We gotta take Manser to Ecuador.
If Isaac is more cameos, I'm dead ass like yo, put me in more cameos, man. I want to do more
There
shit.
we go. We need
The
more.
camera.
We need more moments to just Jocay so we could make memes of like he said this, he said that.
Just do the
Oh man, we're gonna meme out of this. It's just Jocay saying just he's a cholo, man. That's it. He said it here.
solo patas saladas en la bodega, bacon bustelo, y bacon, egg, and cheese, and
What
whatever.
about the chopped cheese, bro? You gotta get that chopped cheese. You're killing the gimmick here.
What else in the afternoon, bro? That's not like look that ass. My daily routine is wake up in the morning, do bathroom, shower up, get ready to go to work, hit the bodega, get the chopped cheese with the Arizona, or if I'm like broke, get the butter, be one of these with like a honey bun or something. And then like after work, I go get the chopped cheese with like Coco Rico or Cola Champagne, and then call it a
There you
day.
go. And that's right there. That's a meal plan you can get at the bodega. It's like you have options. You have options.
That's you have mad options in the bodega, but that's not the right combo for a meal plan.
That's the New York meal plan. That's like you just trying to eat. Like I'm not saying this should be your meal plan if you're
That's
trying
yeah, that's
to
the
to be like defined or something. Pero if you're just trying to eat, there you go. Like
but if you're broke and need some food, just go to the bodega. Papi got you.
man, and then just go say hi to the bodega gato for a bit. Gotta see the gatito, like
Uh, yeah, the manager. Yeah, that's the manager.
oh,
Everything the bodegato, so
yo,
eso es lo que él es que manda. You know,
yo.
the bodegato hates you.
I have to say this. I feel
But
like
I'm
if
wrong
you're
too.
not from New York, you're like, why is there a cat in this bodega? It's like if you're not from New York, you're not gonna get it. Just come to New York, see how this is, and you'll be like, okay, I gotta move here just for the bodega. Cause it's like I've gone so many other like the states and stuff, and I'm like, so where's your bodega? It's like, a what? Ah, shit.
Yeah,
I,
bro. I went to Canada. I think it was last year, around July
yeah.
or so, and like we were in a city called London, Ontario, for because I was there for Smash, and before the show, I go up to one of the referees, like a friend of mine, and I ask him, I'm like, bro, so where's the bodega around here? He's like, the fuck is a bodega? What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what a bodega is. And they're like, obviously it's a corner to them, but it's like the word bodega is like it's in a different world. Like over there is not like you go, and, oh, there's a cat in the corner, you got Ock in the kitchen making whatever. Like, nah, it's just you randomly go in to get some chips or whatever and bounce. Like, I was so disappointed and that made me realize
Yep.
like, yo, I can never leave New York because
No,
there's no
like
bodega,
over here,
bounce
we
food.
got it. So again, this is why I say you get the New York meal plan because you'll be able to go. You get your drink, you get a coffee, you get your sandwich from the deli, and it's like boom. You go anywhere else, it's like you'll probably get some chips, you get a drink. That's about it. Like in Ecuador, this is the only thing I'll say about Ecuador too. That even the bodega or la tienda, la marqueta, it's like you still don't get that feel.
Well, the bodega.
Like,
nah. But bro, you don't even go inside the store. It's like you're behind the gate. Everything is gated up. You can't even go in the store.
See, that's the thing that is funny because that's considered la bodega. It's one gate, and you're like, okay, I want that, and they'll give it to you, and it's like, okay.
Like, you can't even. It's not like here where you walk in and you grab what you want and pay for it. Over there, you gotta go up to the gate, be like, a ver, doña, and then just ask for whatever they give you. That shit. You pay with a $5 bill. They're like, no, this is fake. I don't have change for $5, and then you're waiting like a whole day for like $1 and change. Like, doña la ver.
He's not wrong though. That's the fucked up thing. Like, oh man.
You cannot carry any bill bigger than $5 in Ecuador.
Nope. Yo, I said this story with Sophie that especially if you take a cab, expect to get paid back in change.
Oh my god!
Like
or expect to not get paid at all because they don't have.
Like I remember,
they'll go to like a store and be like, "Yeah,
like I remember I paid I think $10 because it was a $5 ride because fuimos como de un parte a Cuenca al otro. Right. And I was like, okay, I got $10. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so I think I said like take 6 or something. So I was like, y el cambio. And he said, okay, un momento. He starts counting. I'm like, I'm about to get, and he's giving me like sucres. And I'm like, I can't say, I'm like, okay. I remember at one point. Like at one point I started having like a side of my like a desk over there just with cambio that I ended up giving to like my nephew because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to take this back to the States. What am I doing all this, especially with sucres? Like what am I gonna do with sucres over here?
Yeah. That's not even worth it anymore. Like we don't use sucres anymore.
I don't know why he still has sucres. I was like, is this even count as whatever? Okay, gracias.
Well, I mean, old school would carry that shit around. Like, I have an uncle who he has a whole cabin full of sucres. And I'm like, why? So no vale nada, bro. I mean, whatever.
No, what's funny is I still have, like, yo tengo los sucres que eran the full billetes. I still have, like, all guardado.
Oh, the
yeah.
20,000 sucres.
I have those, but
with the turtle on the back, and
I have those guardado because just like again, it's a part of the history of the culture. But on the scene, I'm gonna be like, here you go, like that's worth shit. Like everything, like this is something else for those that are watching now. The American dollar is now what Ecuador uses, so you're gonna see the bills. You're gonna see even I think some of the change, not all of it's fully switched because like some of the change is different over there. Some of it.
Yeah, one of the popular things that they do use over there are the 50-cent coins, which over here they don't exist. I think
we have 50-cent coins here, but they're not the same as the ones over there. Like los de allá eran these huge.
Rare.
Like if I tell you, shit, I don't even have something to compare. Like it's like the size of this. Like that's basically. Like it's the size of that, and that's 50 cents.
And then they got the dollar coins too, and that's what people use more because nobody carries bills.
Man, I hated that because I was like, why do I have to have change? Like I have my wallet, so I'm like, okay, I got boom, 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 and then for cambio, I'm getting change. I'm like, now I gotta be like sounding like I have keys on me with fucking change, but I'm like, ugh. Like, it used to be the worst because they'll do that at restaurants. Like, because you know over there, you're not going to go pay with cards because most of the time you got to do cash. So I'm like, ugh. So now the cambio para atrás is like change. I'm like, how? Like, how do you not have bills? Like, oh.
Bro, and then you're walking with that change pocket, you become an easy target for the
Oh
Theos.
my God.
Like,
Yo, that's I'll say this, and I can imagine you
with it.
agree. You'd never want to go to la feria horrible. Like, la feria, that's the
Hell no.
easiest, especially if you're an American, you don't want to go to the feria. Because it's the easiest target, because once they know you
Hell
got
no.
money, once you look different, it's like, nope, a él le vamos a robar, y a este, ¿tiene cadena? Okay.
Dude.
And I hate it. Like, it's the best place to get, like, some fruit and stuff like that in Cuenca, pero la feria es horrible.
Yeah.
Like, shit, man.
It's like for us in Manta, the Parque, man. Parque's the mercado. You go in there, you buy what you gotta buy, you get everything, but at the same time, once they see you're not from there, you got all this stuff, bajate con todo, or
Like,
that's it.
you gotta, like, I feel like this is the funny thing. Like, last time I went, by now, my Spanish is, ya, yo hablo, te puedo hablar así, lo cambio, and I'm good. I'm back to English. But I always told my cousin, because my cousin, again, little gringuito, he doesn't know much. I'm like, whatever you do when we're here, shut up. Like, just, like, blend in. Because once again, and this is like, no matter what, if they know you're American, that's going to fuck up your experience. Because that's going to be, okay, now you're going to get American prices, or they're going to try to, like, persuade you for different shits. Like, no. You want to just blend in, act like you're one of them, of the people, because you get a better time. You'll definitely have a better time because you want that natural feel. That's why I say, again, if you go as a vacation, try to just enjoy the actual culture. Don't expect to go and then get things that you're accustomed to here, because it's not worth it. It's a lot better time trying to just enjoy it for what it is. Like, that's the best thing. And oh man, pero I'm still dying at the coins. Like, oh man, pero, and that's how it is, though. That's how it is. It's who we are, pero. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have to retitle this episode. It's not even the laws anymore. It's la ley, because the amount of Spanish we've spoken. Then again, it's gonna be like, people are gonna be like, "Where's the SAP button? Why are they not speaking English?" Like, oh man. Pero again, sadly, with all these, I hate when I have to end them, because it's like I want to keep going and going and going. But
bro, I feel like we could do that 5-hour shoot.
We could, but again, I'll leave it, because we'll definitely come back. We definitely have to do a part 2, and we'll definitely have this round table that we have to have some more people on and just shoot the shit and just talk about experiences. So, pero just for, again, if you're living under a rock, if you don't follow them already, but unless they don't, where can they find you, Hermano?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jocay19. That's Jocay 19. And yeah, buy my shirt over at whatamaneuver.net/collection/Jocay. You know, like Ray said earlier, it's all towards a good cause. All the money goes towards helping out people back home in my native city of Manta in Ecuador. Los moradores de los barrios de Manta, basically, you know, helping people out get food, water, medicine, and necessities, you know. So, yeah, buy my stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Guys, again, I'm going to showcase the shirts right here one more time. You could get the Bodega t-shirt right there. Great design that I definitely, again, I had to pick it up as well. You also got the Gift God t-shirt there that, again, you can sport it as well. Get that Run DMC.
No one buy it.
You can get the Run DMC parody.
You know what's funny
a great
about
shirt. So,
you know what's funny about that? I think only 2 people actually bought it.
Wow.
Only 2 people actually bought that one. Yeah, but you know, it's all good, because the Bodega one I figured would be the one that people would love the most, and I'm glad people like that one. So.
Hey, it's a great t-shirt.
I'm gonna have to make an Echo version.
Definitely make that one.
I gotta make a instead of the bodega, it's gonna be the gate store with like the pinguino outside.
Oh my god! Again, this, we could just off Equa experiences and just how it is over there. This could just be another 2 hours of just talking about that. Pero again, we'll leave that, especially for that full Equa roundtable coming soon, guys. Definitely check that out. Again, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want to hear more about this and see future episodes coming up, you can follow me on social media at Ray_Ramundo. As always, if you find me on Facebook, just don't be weird. Because again, there's some weird people on these social media. God. But guys, I thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, there will be a lot more coming soon. I think this week I'm going to have another 2 episodes coming out. So definitely check them out. It's going to be fun conversations. As always, we're embracing La Cultura, especially for this month of Hispanic Heritage Month. But I feel like this is just going to be the motive from now on. I'm going to be embracing it because why not? If I don't, who else is going to do it? And Hermano, thank you again for coming on. I hope you enjoyed. And we're definitely going to do this again. We definitely have to do this again and just continue the laughs. I got the next bottle of Shumil. It's on me. And we're going to have some fun.
Bro, thank you for having me, man. It was definitely a blast. Can't wait to do it again, man.
Hermano. So, once again, guys, as always, just be good people. Be genuine. Be wise. And just do better. Love you all. Los amo. Peace. And as always, follow the law. Bye.